In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to body recomp and get aesthetic so you don't waste time and effort like I did when I struggled for over 2 years before I finally even began to start seeing progress in how I looked. I'm going to break down the 3 things which allowed me to shred fat and gain muscle without suffering to effectively recomp my body, starting with the first, which is going to be our training. Training is going to be our energy output, the physical work that we have to put in. And there are 2 really important aspects of it when it comes to body recomp. Those are going to be muscular training, which is the actual physical work which you have to put in order to grow your muscles, and then cardio training, which is going to be like the physical work which you have to put in order to shred through fat. The reason I said physical work is because later on in the video, I'm going to go over a couple of things as well, which you don't actually need to put physical effort into to shred fat and gain muscle more effectively. So stick around for that. Now, the number 1 thing which you need to change for your training to be effective for body recomp is to stop training hard and start training smart. I wasted over 2 years of my life in the gym trying to make progress because I wasn't training smart but training hard. You don't want to waste time, and it's quite frankly wonder that I didn't give up. But because I stuck through, I'm gonna be able to help you actually wake up and feel happy and proud when you look down and see a 6-pack abs, popping veins, popping biceps, and are built like a Greek god statue. So listen carefully. You do not need to be training in the gym 6 times a week for 2 hours each session and then doing 5 sessions of cardio a week on top of that. Now, I was going at it that hard for those 2 years, and on top of that, for each exercise I was doing sets on sets on sets with reps on reps on reps from 12 to 20 reps. In fact, 90% of people do this, and it literally does more harm for them. It did more harm for me. You might think the harder you train, the faster you'll get jacked, the more progress you'll make, but that is just not the reality. Your body needs time to actually recover to grow your muscles and allocate resources to effectively shred through fat. You're simply overtraining it if you push at it that hard. And you can accomplish muscle growing and fat shredding most effectively when you train them most effectively. To do that, you need to down your training, train to failure in a smaller rep range, prioritize your aesthetic muscles, and also decide whether you want to focus more specifically on fat loss or on muscle gain. So I stopped training hard and I started training smart. Training smart does still entail training hard. It just means you're training less hard because you're doing a lot less training. The training is much more effective. And when I did that, I made way more progress when it came to actual muscle gain and actual fat loss than in those previous 2 years of me going at it really hard every day. So here's what you need to do. 3 1 hour to 1 hour 30-minute workouts in the gym a week, specifically prioritizing your aesthetic muscles, training to failure in the 6 to 8 rep range on each of those muscles for 3 to 4 sets, and progressively overloading over time to build strength. Then also decide whether you need to focus more on shredding through fat or gaining muscle, and decide whether to engage in 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 fat shredding sessions a week, or what you're going to do is some kind of high intensity cardio activity, such as sprinting, such as Stairmaster, such as martial arts, that you can decide based off of what your goal is, specifically muscle gain or fat loss. But what's important is just to get a sweat on like 3 times a week. No matter what, this is going to help you recomp your body. It made a big difference for me. On top of this, you need to rest and recover well, which I'm going to cover this topic a bit later on in this video, so make sure you do stick around for that because it's very important. I'm not going to go over any specific routines or workouts in this video that are best for this, but I'm going to link a video at the end of this video which I made on that topic of my favorite workout for aesthetics, for strength, for everything, so stick around for that one as well. Now, this method of kind of recomp training transformed me from this to this. The blueprint is laid out right here in front of you. It's really just up to you to follow it. Once I followed it, I made a lot of progress really fast, so throw excuses out the window, turn your brain off, and listen to me because I've actually done it. Now on to the hack that will make your body recomp effortless without you having to put any actual work into it, which is going to be your diet. Your diet is your greatest ally, but also your greatest enemy when it comes to body recomp. Let's start with how my diet ruined my progress and wasted my time so you can skip the suffering. I focused on my macros as I had seen deceiving online influencers tell me. So I hit my protein, carb, fat goals every day, as I was also doing yo-yo dieting. I was drinking those protein milks, eating the protein snacks, having burgers for the protein, fries for the calories, and then low-calorie protein bars when I wanted to cut. This was the silent destroyer of my recomp. I stayed skinny fat no matter what I tried. And keep in mind, I was working hard at this point too. You think you were doing everything fine. I mean, you're hitting your goals, you're eating what you see people online eating, but in reality what's happening is that you're sacrificing your progress. These processed foods, they destroy your gut health and your hormonal health. both of which are responsible for producing the hormones such as testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, and many, many more, which are responsible for shredding through fat and helping you gain muscle in your body. Basically, without these hormones, you aren't effectively able to recomp. So in theory, eating these foods, hitting your goals, hitting this, hitting that, should help you make progress, but in reality, it doesn't, because you're destroying those hormones which are responsible for the progress. Now, you might be thinking, oh, but I see bodybuilders online eating that food. The influencers you see eat these kinds of foods often promote them and are directly sponsored by them, and they make money off of it. They're blasting gear, they have elite genetics, and they work so hard day and night off of supplements, off of pre-workouts, off of all this stuff, that they manage to somehow outwork this, but it is going to catch up with them when they die or get really, really bad health conditions at around 60 years old. Take it from me who's transparent and has actually been there and actually made the transformation. When I stopped destroying my gut health and my hormonal health, and I decided to prioritize those two things, I packed on muscle easily, I felt I got leaner effortlessly, and I was way more vital, way more energized, and way more confident in my day-to-day life. This is because I not only allowed for that body recomp to happen, through my hormones being supercharged, but with those supercharged hormones, I also became healthy. So with health comes longevity, a super underrated aspect where you can stay looking like a Greek god forever until you're 100, 120 years old even. So cut out all the junk food and processed food, which I've just told you is crippling your body recomp and keeping you skinny fat or wherever you are. Trust me. Instead, you're going to want to opt for natural whole foods. Natural whole foods contain all the nutrients and minerals and vitamins which your body needs in order to produce that supercharged level of hormones, that high testosterone, the high DHT, lower the cortisol in your body, a bunch of this stuff which just helps you recomp super well. On top of this, you do need to be getting 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Keep that 0.7 grams per pound of body weight as like the minimum you should be getting, and the 1 gram per pound of body weight is like the maximum. So aim for somewhere in between that. Most effective when you're recomping. When you're already jacked, kind of healthy, vital, you're not going to need as much protein, but in the process of getting there, protein is going to be king. So what are you going to eat? What are natural whole foods? Eggs, dairy, red meat, chicken, fish, potatoes, rice, fruits, natural sugars. Anything that is natural and from the earth is a natural whole food. Now, of course, there are natural whole foods you're going to want to prioritize, like super nutrient dense meats, you could say animal organs, eggs, raw dairy is very useful. But the gist of it is, as long as you're eating only natural whole foods, you will recomp super well. Sticking to this for 90% of your diet, especially when you're starting maybe 80, 90% of the time, if you eat like this, you are quite literally eating your way to body recomposition, to energy, to vitality, to gains, and to progress, without having to suffer any extra on top of that. There's no physical work which you have to put in for it. On top of that, when you quit buying all this processed junk, all this unnecessary food, you actually spend less money. Nice little side bonus, so that's another excuse out the window for you. Natural whole foods are cheaper. I mean, just imagine this. You go to the store, you're checking out, and you look at your receipt with a smile on your face because you spent less money than you usually do. And then you take a look around and you see all the hunched over people, the NPCs, you look in their carts full of, I don't know, chicken fingers, chicken strips, whatever the hell people eat, which keeps them fat and unhealthy. And then those same people will complain to you that they have no money, no motivation, no drive to start a side business, to do something better with their life. So you say whatever, you go home, you cook up your ground beef, your eggs, a cup of milk, some fruit, and you feel like $1,000,000, and you look like $1,000,000. You go to the bathroom, you take a picture of yourself in the mirror, a selfie. Your body looks great, you've been eating natural whole foods, you've been body recomping, you post on Instagram, bang, it goes viral. That is the life which everybody wants, and it is the life which everybody can have. I will link an entire breakdown of this diet at the end of this video, so you stick around for that. And in the meantime, we're going to go over our final thing to optimize. The cherry on top to really cement your body recomposition, which is going to be your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is going to be the little things in the day-to-day which add up to either finally peeling off that extra fat and adding on that extra muscle, or impairing the growth of your aesthetics. Let's start with the most important aspect of lifestyle, which I mentioned earlier, recovery, which is specifically going to be your sleep. Sleep in your body recovers and grows the most. So you need to get your sleep schedule in order. A client of mine in the past could not seem to shred fat no matter what he did. Once he told me he had trouble sleeping, had a horrible sleep schedule, bang, we dialed in on that and he was finally able to make progress. You need to fix your sleep, and your sleep schedule is the first part of your lifestyle to be optimized. If you don't charge your phone throughout the night, it's gonna die and you're not gonna be able to use it throughout the day. You can think of it the same way with your body. I mean, it's common sense. No one likes not getting a good night of sleep. And if you have a mediocre night of sleep every single night, that is going to impair your progress, your body recomposition. It's simple, you sleep well to recomp well. I've made a video on the topic of how to fully fix your sleep schedule and get the best sleep of your life every night. I'm going to link it, so I think it should pop up on the right of the screen or on the left of the screen as a little banner. Go check that one out once you're finished with this video. It definitely will help you out. The second really important aspect of your lifestyle to dial in on is going to be if you have a sedentary lifestyle. A sedentary lifestyle means you're a couch potato, you're scrolling all the time, you're really just not moving. When water stops moving and starts becoming stagnant, what happens? It becomes dirty and mosquitoes flock to it. But when water is constantly flowing and moving, it stays pure and it stays clean. The same principle can be applied to our bodies, which are made primarily of water. It was so much easier for me to finally dial in and shred down when I realized how much time I was spending scrolling on my phone, time I was just wasting that I could be using to do something that actually benefits me, that helps me. So I literally just got up and started walking instead. The more steps you have throughout your day, the faster you'll be able to recompose your body through upregulating your metabolism and keeping your body literally flowing, keeping you moving. So the one thing you can do to dial in, which is going to help you tremendously, is whenever you catch yourself on your phone wasting time scrolling, you don't know what to do, you feel like you want dopamine, turn on some music, throw on a podcast, just do something that gets you moving, walking around. Maybe get into a martial art. Anything that keeps you not sedentary, that keeps you moving. This is going to do wonders for the body recomp. It's going to upregulate your hormones, your metabolism, and just allow you to shred through fat much more fast and much more effectively. Body recomposition is definitely the easiest and most effective path to get jacked and healthy, not dependent on your circumstances, your experience, or your discipline. My approach to your physique and body prioritizes your health, which in turn leads to vitality, confidence, and energy, as well as my approach to training prioritizes all 5 aspects of fitness, which are going to be aesthetics, strength, mobility, function, and longevity. If you are struggling right now to body recomp to get into the best shape of your life, you don't deserve to live this way, and it's not your fault. You've been deceived by the online health sphere, by the online fitness sphere, by all these influencers who you see feeding you misinformation. I struggled for over 2 years with no progress, almost gave up like many of my friends along the way, and then I finally broke through and figured out how to I made 3 times more progress than I made in the first 2 years of lifting, just by implementing the highest return on interest things, which I could do every single day. Now, my goal is to help you get into the best shape of your life through shredding stubborn fat, gaining aesthetic muscle, and revitalizing your life and body. Fully optimizing your day-to-day life, diet, and training in order to recompose your body through optimizing hormonal health, eliminating environmental toxins, supercharging your diet, supercharging your training, and much, much, much more. So if you want to get jacked and healthy and recomp your body in 16 weeks by shredding stubborn fat, gaining aesthetic muscle, and revitalizing your life and body, you can book a call with me with the link in my description, where I offer one-on-one coaching to help you make a lasting transformation. No more suffering, no more crazy amounts of times or BS, just optimizing your life as much as we are able to in order to get you into the best shape of your life in 16 weeks. I guide you through the whole process, see exactly how I can help you if we're a good fit to work together. So book a call with me with the link in my description. If you don't want to work with me, I'll just shoot you some advice, so definitely worth a try. I do hope to see you there soon. Other than that is going to wrap it up for this video. Here are the 2 videos I promised to link at the end of this video. I highly recommend you go check those out. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And my socials are down below if you want to see more of me on a daily basis. Other than that, I hope you have a great day or great night. See you in the next one. Goodbye.